project management framework for machine edit translation and localization of web content. In this webinar, we are covering localization and need of localization for your website. This is our logo. In India, 1.3 billion people speak 22 scheduled languages, and the most of the content on the internet is available in English only. To cater their need, we just provide LPMF, localization project management framework, to make your website document into Indian language and make it available for the end users in their own languages to make them comfortable. These are the Indian languages we are supporting. We support all 22 official languages. In addition to that, there are few languages with a multiple script and few languages written in a right to left manner. We are supporting all that. This is, for example, Devanagari language. For Devanagari language script, we are supporting Hindi, Marathi, Konkani, Rajasthani, Sindhi, Nepali, Dogri, Santhali, etc. And there are few languages who are supposed to be written in a multiple script, like Konkani. Konkani is written in Roman, Devanagari, Malayalam, and Kannada. Sindhi can be written in Gurumukhi, Arabic, and Devanagari, Gujarati, and also in Roman. Same way, Maithili and Manipuri also. Why we need localization? If your software is in localized, then it is visible to the all visible to all who do not speak English. And especially in e-governance perspective, it is very critical to provide services deliver all the services to the end user in his or her languages. For example, it will widen the scope of your website to the users, those who do not speak English. The main challenge, the challenge with website localization without using LPMF. So what is the first solution we are providing? What is the first solution without the help of LPMF? That creating local version of the website. But if the person want to make the website available in local language, for local language, what happen? It is for what happen if the person want to make the website in all 22 language. In that case, the webmaster need to available that website into all 22 local versions of the website, and maintaining that website in all local content it is challenging. Near same release of the website, in case that if anything change in an English website, that need to be maintained in all 22 websites, and maintaining this itself is a challenge. Second, remote translation. Webmaster should not burden with the interfacing with maintenance of the website in different language, and should not have to interface with the language translator. It means that if there are 22 languages, we are supporting 22 language. In that case, we need 22 translator with us. But it is not possible that to keep that 22 language translated in-house. So in that case, some translator stays remotely and do the translation. They will submit their translation. Currently, we will take a layman way, that is, they are submitting their translation in a file format trace. And they send their file. That file is received by webmaster, and the webmaster is going to change the website according to translation provided by translator. In that case, there is a possibility that mistakes may happen, and webmaster get burdened with maintaining the translation of the website. Next is web UI challenge in surface localization. In case that if the website is localized, that case webmaster needs to maintain the look and feel of the website, should not affect maintain the look and feel of the website in the same forum which is in English. And right to left language, if we integrate right to left language in the website, that it should not disturb the look and feel, and miss the feel of the website. So in that case, we are providing solution that LPMF, which will solve all above problems. Okay. Importance of man in the loop. In machine translation systems are not very accurate. because it may be possible that systems are trained for that particular domain. And man in loop corrects the translation by looking at the context space width available on the button of the page. Man in the means, for example, we take an example of Apple. Apple translation on an Apple website, Apple Corporation website, and Apple translation on a fruit website is altogether different. So man in the loop consider the context of the website. That is a fruit website. I need to translate Apple as a safe, and considering the Apple Corporation website or other e-commerce website, I need to translate that Apple into the Apple only because it's a product. Man in the loop also have domain expertise to validate the translation and correct them on the fly. We are providing solution to on-the-fly translation that will be showcased by my team member. Here we are localization.gov.in. We are providing machine translation, workflow management, and assistance. In machine translation, we are providing GIST, neural machine translation, cognate machine translation, longest string match, and consortia outcome in the product itself. Workflow management, we are passing the website from crawling, leveraging crowd and college hackathon to create a translation, agency logging, dashboard, and alert. In assistant, while giving the assistant to the translator, we are providing NER, spell checker, synonym, and autocomplete to assist the translator while doing translations. This is one portal that is this is a farmer portal. This is available in 6 or 7 language, but we can make it available for 22 language. These are our success story. I will showcase you one by one. This is our localization.gov.in website. Here is our in the farmer portal. This is snippet integrated with the help of LPMF. And if I translate into this will translate your website into the Hindi language. And now I change the language to Bangla, and it will translate the website into Bangla. In that, here we are not maintaining a different website for a different language. We are providing solution in the website, and translation is maintained at our site, that is LPM site. We are translating, we are provide solution to the mail translation language service to translate the mail. This is the email, which is translated services. Then we are provided translation solution to the Digital India portal. This is the English version of the web portal, and this is Punjabi version of this. We provide provides instance of LPMF, the whole project to the to the Andhra Pradesh government, ePragati, and they translate their 100+ website into the Telugu language, including their core websites, with the help of their own translator. And this is a PDF localization. We are providing a solution at document level also. This is a manual. There we will provide, this is the English version of that manual, and this is English Hindi version of that manual. So here the designer need not to worry about maintaining the same translation for Hindi manual, Bangla manual, and 22 language manual. He needs a solution. We use our software and translate your PDF. Localization for startup. We are providing facility to engage startup translation agency with us, and we are for any department, government department who wants to translate their website into Indian language, just need to register as a website authority with us, and they just translate their website with the help of our portal. This is one startup's website. He translate with the help of LPMF. I will showcase you demo of that. This is the Cart Yogi website. He's a startup. He paneled with us and the will translate into the Tamil. This is the translation. This is a pensioner portal that we translate on the fly. And I will showcase you, my colleague will showcase you demonstration of snippet and the Go Translate plugin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to take you to the journey of the tools which we have for webmasters and for the contributions. So I'm going to demonstrate you the tools with which will be integrated in the websites, government websites, and the tools which will be used by the contributors for translating the websites. So this is our Go Translate plugin, which is a Chrome-based plugin, which comes through the Google Chrome store and which will be installed into your browser. For this plugin needs to work in the, you need to have a Chrome browser. Once you install, it will have a GUI like this. So on the top, you can see that some buttons are there like translate, original page, contribute, and hide me. Settings is also there. And as you can see within this screenshot, we are actually translating the localization.gov.in website and with the in-context translation editor. It also shows the number of translations received from our machine translation engines. Okay, and the user contributor can also contribute the inline formatting associated with these web pages. On the left hand side, you can also see that InScript keyboard is also there. So if you want to enter Indian languages, the full set of Indian languages are supported through this. We also have a machine translation support. So this is the screenshot of our tool, which shows the settings, different settings. So it has got shows transliteration. It has got a show transliteration, enable Indian language typing also. So as and when the options are picked up, the different features will be enabled into the plugin and will be used. So another feature is there, that is translate input fields. So when you pick up this one, it will translate the form fields also. We have a image translation support also. So if you enable this translate images, the translated images will be shown onto the web pages. And we have got some different machine translation integrations. Okay, so the color coded output will be appearing like you can see in this highlighted green color is there for the GistMT, and similarly for other engines. So if one of the engine is picked up and the translation is coming through that engines, the user can see that which particular engine has processed which particular segment. This is our full contribution screen, via which the user will be able to see the source text of the website, and he can better contribute to better translations, and instantly it will be reflected. Different suggestions are also shown into that, and the user can modify those translations and further contribute it properly. So this was the plugin which was used by the translators, okay, mainly the contributors of the websites. We do provide logins to them, and they are the authenticated users, so that the website authorities need not to worry about that who is actually translating. If they have got their own Hindi translators in case of government websites mainly, okay, and if they have got the manpower for different language sets also, so they can ask for the logins, and we will be providing them the logins, and will be the giving the rights to contribute on those websites, and the translations will be instantly appearing on the websites. This is the another tool which is being used by the website webmasters. So this way they can integrate our solution, end-to-end solution. All the translations will be fetched by our servers. So this is the Go Translate JavaScript snippet. They need to add just JavaScript snippet into that, and we are already providing the video and the PDF integration document, which they can refer to, and their developer can easily integrate that. So let's walk you through that snippet. So Go Translate Web Localizer is an embeddable JavaScript based snippet, which once integrated into a website can instantly enable surface localization features to its end users on a variety of devices and platform. So you need not to worry about that ki my website is being seen on a desktop browser, and the user is also visiting the website through mobile browsers. It will seamlessly work. It works well with different types of websites, be it static, CMS based, or dynamic website, either developed with client-side server technologies or client-side technologies. Any combination of available web technologies today is supported. For offering localization and translation related features, it relies upon services and technologies developed under LPMF project. So we are providing different types of integrations to the webmasters, and whatever is most suitable to them, they can pick up. So we are actually providing 3 integrations. One of them is the toolbar integration, in which a toolbar appears on top of every web page containing a language selection menu automatically by the snippet. It's much simpler, takes less time, and developer requires a very less effort. The another integration method we are offering is the drop down, in which a set of languages will be showcased in a drop down like menu, and the user will be able to select one of the language, and the page will be translated into that selected language. It takes little effort because the developer has to allocate a proper space in the GUI of the website, and the combo box will be shown over there. Different integration based on links or buttons. This is another type of integration we are supporting. So if a website is just require a few of the languages, like 3-4 languages, they can pick up this one. They can design a GUI, they can provide a links, it could be buttons also, and those can be shown anywhere in the GUI so that the end user will be able to interact with it. It takes little more time because the designing part needs to be done by the developer of the website itself, and suited for a website which needs more control how language selection menu shown or want limited language supports. So this is the demonstration of one of the portal. This is the ICT-FR portal, which we have integrated. So this is the toolbar integration we are having, in which a toolbar is being shown under the red colors. You can see languages coming, and different languages are which are enabled for this particular portal are being shown. So end user will be able to click, like in this screenshot, the end user is selected Hindi, and the same will be applied into the web page. This is our CDEC website, where we are showcasing different languages, like Hindi is a given language over there, and the user can click on that and it will be. So this is the third integration. Now I will jump to that live demonstration so that you will be able to see all the things in real. So I am opening a site called project, which are available and made available through this project are also downloadable. Sorry about that. So you can see that the language combo box is there, and I am able to interact with this. So this is a snippet which I am demonstrating, and you can see the page is also translated. So it works on the sentences. All the data is segmented and then sent for the translations. Translations are coming through our translation memories, which is sitting on our server. It's fetching the translation from there and instantly translating the web page. So you can see that it also maintains the navigations. So if you move on to some other page, So you can see that all these things are there. Doing the demo of the plugin, which I am going to install from the Chrome store. So the name of the plugin is the Go Translate Web Localizer, which user can search. And it will directly appear here. Once we click, the respective page of that plugin will be shown. This plugin is offered by the CDAC GIST name. All you need to do is click on the add to Chrome and allow the add extension. And install this. Once the installation completes, just the description of that plugin, what it does, and the highlights of some of the features. You can also raise requests for registrations. You can send to our mail IDs shown here over here and get the logins done. Okay. It's a bit slow right now. So you can see the toolbar has appeared. So plugin always brings a toolbar on the top of the web page, and different settings can be shown here. Once I click, the languages are already there enabled for this particular portal will be shown here. There are other languages there which can be seen from the next page. If I click on the language pair, you can see that it is translating and the whole page is translated. All the data shown here is segmented, sentence segmented. So the user can make a contribution for in sentences, sentence wise, and particularly this can be done. I am here to showcase a small demonstration of how the user can contribute. So they need to have a login. Okay, so the user is logged in. Now instantly he will be able to see a contribution box by hovering on a particular segment for which he want to translate. Okay, he can also get the suggestions to get an idea about how to translate it better, and these translations suggestions are powered by our machine translation engines which are running behind the scene, and all these translation suggestions are coming from there. So user can pick up anyone. So for the, I will just pick up this one, and instantly the translation is copied over here. User can make the modification if he wants, and then can further submit this. I'm not going to submit because this is a live website and I'm just demonstrating. So I'm just skipping that part. There are different keyboards are also integrated, like I shown in previously. I shown into the screen presentation, and user can interact with this. This is a script keyboard. The phonetic typing is also provided, like I am writing my name. So you can see that it also provides the suggestions. Okay, and whatever the appropriate one I can pick up. So this way we have translated most of the website. One of the website which is already shown by my colleague, but I will still show it once again. Our for the this site is mainly designed by the React framework, and that you can see full names are there. Although opted various languages, but so this is a Telugu, and if we click here, being a user, we instantly able to see that website. So this was the snippet integration done by them, and they contributed with the plugin which I showcased here. So this way you can make your websites localizable very easily. Now I will hand over to my colleague to take you further in this webinar.
Good afternoon, everyone. As my colleagues have already explained, the need of localization and at this hour, and also the challenges faced by the website masters, webmasters, and web authorities, also translation agencies, for finding a particular translators, maintaining the translations, and also for doing the languages in multiple languages, doing the websites in the multiple languages. They have also talked about Go Translate framework, which is, we can say, an end snippet, which is an end user. End user can use it, and on the fly, the localizations of the various websites can be done. So to achieve that goal of on-the-fly website localizations by using Go Translate plugin, the path is which is provided here. The path which is here is just translate. So the whole process of targeting a website into a particular language involves extracting the contents of the languages and converting it content of the websites, then converting the website into the particular content of the website into a particular language. So for example, Hindi or Marathi, we can say. the website authority has to extract all the content of his website and prepare an, for example, say he can prepare an Excel out of it, where he can have all the data related to his website. Then he has to translate it, provide the Excel sheet to the translator. After translations, he has to again replace his website, the English content with the local content, and this all process is a big head for the website authority. So in order to also, apart from this overhead, he has also had a overhead of working with the different translators, connecting with the different translators. So to all easen the process, the process flow which I am talking about is you can see here in the website in the PPT right now, where a job is created by a website. Job is created by a website authority involves the following process: crawling, conversion, and Excel preparation. Then he has to provide it to the translations, for the translation to the translation agencies. When the translations are done, the translations are replaced, and after that the translations done are maintained in our or uploaded in our database, and then the deployment can be done through the browser or the plugin which has been showcased by Kapil. So this all process flow can be achieved with the help of a website, simple plain website known as GIS Translate. So the GIS Translate, basic aim of the GIS Translate is to bring website authorities and translation agencies under a single umbrella, and so that an proper handshake can be provided. A proper handshake can be proper handshake can be done between them. How this website helps us in achieving the on-the-fly translations of your websites. Let's go through some screenshots and some flows of this process via the GIS Translate. So first of all, for this, the GIS Translate, we have to we provide two types of registrations. Once the user has to be registered as a website authority or translation agency. If the website authority, if a webmasters or the web owner can register as a website authority, so that they can create a job for their websites and they can submit the job to the to the translation agencies. And if the translation agency who want to undertake the translations of the various job can register as a translation agency. Here the registration, after the user has registered, an email request will be sent. Email alert will be sent to the CDAC super admin, and that email alert, after the email alert that is sent to the super admin has to accept the request of the registration by the user. And when he accepts the request, after that a set password link will be sent to the particular user, and the user will be allowed to set the password, and then he can log into the GIS Translate portal. So here there is a third role of super admin which is monitored by CDAC. So let's one by one dive into the roles of the website authority. So as we know, the website authority's main aim is to have his website in his local languages without being having a headache of maintaining the translations by himself. So the first role of a website authority will be to create a job, or to create a job which consists of the contents of his websites, in a particular format, which can be easily submitted to the translation agency and can be undertaken by the translation agency. So here we provide the job can be created by a website authority, and we provide him to create a job from the three options. The first option is translation jobs, the second is the estimation jobs, and the third is the desktop jobs. The translation jobs, here the website authority URL has to be
taken, and along with the target languages, what are the languages he wants. For example, we take a URL as cdag.in, and we want the cdag.in in 3 languages. So we will take the multiple languages as an input, and we will just with the click of the button, the job will be created. The job will be created and will be published to the different translation agencies. The second type of job is the estimation job, where the same steps will be processed, will be followed as the translation agency. But here the jobs will be not published. The website authority can have an estimate of the untranslated units which are present in his website, so as to just have an estimation of what cost can be maintained when he is going to submit a job to or what is the cost overhead for the translations of his websites. Without being published, he can just get an estimation, and if he want to publish, then he can for example, he want to undertake only one language, he doesn't want to undertake the other language, he can publish the job for the one language only. And the desktop jobs, here the tools like GIS-Data Converter comes into the picture, and the documents can be uploaded to the job to the portal as a part of a job. Here this desktop tools like GIS-Data Converter supports a variety of documents like docx file, XLS files, ODT files. So the data in these files can also enter the GIS Translate portals via the tools, and can also be submitted to the translation agencies to undertake it and provide the translations. Second role of the website authority is to select the translation agency. For a particular job, when it is published to different TAs, the TAs will show their interest or raise their hand for the particular job. So a website authority can select that TA. He has that liberty to select the translation agency he wants for his jobs to be undertaken by. Request for new URL. This feature is actually provided so that website authority can only create the jobs, or can only have jobs for that particular URLs or the websites which he's actually owner, has to be approved by the CDAC, and then only he can go and create a job for that particular URL. Give ratings to TA. The fourth rule of the website authority is to provide ratings to the translation agencies that has undertaken his job. So if he likes the job, he can provide 5-star rating, 4-star rating, etc. to the translations agency, which will be displayed definitely in the dashboards. So this is a snapshot or screenshot of how the website authority page will look like after he logins to the GIS Translate. So he can have, as we can clearly see, he can create 2 types of job: translation jobs and estimations job. He can select the languages. Here he can select multiple languages. He can have his URL, the date by the time quotation date, and his target date. So the job, once it is being the create button is clicked, the job undergoes the following stages. First is the start, means the job is being crawled in the background and it will show the start state. Data preparation state, where the job is in a actually data preparation here. Let me explain a few things. We have a database at the background where we have all the already available translations. So when the data preparation stage is there, already available translations will be fetched from this database. So the user's cost, this helps the users to reduce his cost, and also the database is maintained at our end, so the overhead of the webmasters is also reduced a lot. After the data preparation is done and estimations are generated, the job will be published. An email notification will be sent to all the registered translations agencies. And after published state, there will be a time where translation agencies can see the estimations, and also they can raise a hand of all interest. They are interested in undertaking the job, and WA will, in this stage, the WA can select any one of the translation agency. After, if a job is currently assigned to a particular translation agency, it will be shown in an assigned state. And when the job is complete, means the translation agency has completed the translations and uploaded the job to the via GISTranslate to our to the databases, the job will be in the complete state. So this is the various stages of the which a job undergoes. So in a nutshell, we will the website authority creates a job for estimation and translations. Multiple file formats are supported, as we can prepare the job via desktop tools, that is GDC. Select the translation agency for the job, and once the job is 100% complete, we can see the output of the job from the Go Translate plugin or snippet in the website, which was demonstrated by Kapil. On the fly, localization of the websites will be the outcome after the following processes has been completed. So this is a snapshot of when a job is being published. The translation agency will get a tab in which he can click on interest button, and he can show that he can raise his hand to a particular website authority that he is interested to undertake this job. Here there is a parameter called translation count. This translation count parameter actually ensures that supposedly the translator, he is interested in job, and he wants that the job, the file which he is going to download after the WA is assigning him the job is into 3 parts or 4 parts. If he has 3 Hindi translators, he has 3 Hindi translators, and he wants the job file to be divided into 3 parts so that he can easily assign the files to the particular translator. He has to enter here number 3 means when the job will be assigned to this translator, the file will be automatically split up into 3 parts, and he can easily assign and also easily divide the jobs into 3 translators among his 3 translators. So this is the WA side, where he can see the various translator. Here 2 translators has responded for javirkheti.in URL for the Bengali language, and the WA has accepted the job of the first translator and also provided rating to him, that is 4. So this is the overall rating of the translator which we can see here. So this is how WA visualizes, or WA can see the responses tab, responses page. Now let's have a deep dive into the roles of the translation agencies. The translation agencies' first and foremost role is to show job interest. As we have already seen the flow of WA here, the translation agency, whenever a job is published, he can view the estimation detail, and he can see the portal, he can see the estimation detail, and he can show the interest in his job by entering the number of translators he wants his file to be divided into. If ever the job gets assigned to this translator, this is ensured that the file will be divided into the number he has put in the box while showing interest. The second role of the translation agency is, the second portion of the translation agency is, he gets a download link. After the selected by WA, TA can download the file of the job and can proceed with the offline translations and validations. So he can easily download the files of the jobs, and he can distribute the files to to his translators, and after the files are translated or validated at his side, he can upload the files of the jobs, and after he has uploaded the complete translations, the percentage of translation will increase. And also the fourth role of translation agencies, he can create, update users which can contribute via GoTranslate plugin. So the contribution feature, if the translation agency wants post editing of his website, that to be maintained by his translator, so that they can go directly to the website, use the GoTranslate plugin, and on the fly they can contribute. If they find some design issues, that can also be done by the translation agency. So in a nutshell, the translation agencies can raise requests for translation for newly arrived job, download the job. He can use the linguistic workbench for translation. This is also a great tool which will be further explained by the team. Upload job or upload the job or through the portal, and also can provide post editing feature via GoTranslate plugin by you creating the users. So here the role of the super admin, that is CDAC. This is the CDAC actually. Main role of the CDAC here is to activate the user accounts. After the registration is done by the users activation link will be sent by the CDAC to the particular users or the users, and then only they can log into the portal. This is the important role of the CDAC to approve the URLs submitted by WA for initiating the job. The second main intervention of CDAC is that they have to approve the URL that has been submitted by the WA. If WA wants particular portal or website of his to be translated by the GisTranslate, the URL has to be submitted to the super admin. And also he can view the consolidated report, the TA and details. CDAC can view the report of all TA, their members, star rating, job details, etc. View as dashboard view is also available for CDAC. So this, in a nutshell, this is all the roles that are super admin, that is CDAC, is going to perform. So website authority. Now let's visualize what we have been speaking about. So this would help to clear the flow or the picture that I have been talking about from past few minutes. Supposedly this is a website. He is a website owner. He has his website GisTranslate portal. After the registration, the link has been sent and he has been activated. He can create the jobs. When the jobs is created, there will be a group of different translation agencies that is going to show interest, that are registered with the GisTranslate, and they are going to show interest to the undertake the task or undertake the job. And after that, after the job is being undertaken, it's complete, 100% it's complete, and the translations done by them are uploaded to our database. The final goal of our on-the-fly translations can be achieved by using snippet integration, and with the select of that combo box to a particular language, the websites will be available in the Hindi language. So similarly, the translation agency, he will express, and whenever a job is published, he will express his interest and also provide a translation count to the website authority. And if he's been assigned the job, he can download the job, complete the job, and after completing the job, the post editing can be done to for look and feel things, for look and to fit the translations in particular design and pattern. He can do that with the use of GoTranslate plugin. So this is the estimations that can be provided by our website GisTranslate. So this is an example of the website. It has unique word count, untranslated count, which will help us to get what can be the cost estimation of the website. this is a screenshot of job details. This is a table of job details which will be viewed by the TA and as well as WA. So here we can see in the table first the 97% of job is complete. Some strings are still to be uploaded by the translator, while the 100 in the second one the 100% job is complete. When this means all the strings are translated by the jobs by the translation agency, and these strings can be viewed via Go Translate or Snippet. So when this is a job details TA, he can have a download link, a download button where he can download the job, and have an upload button where he can upload the job that has been translated. Also, we have provided a facility of untranslated data. There is a button untranslated data which provides, suppose, for example, in the second row, we can see there are 99% of the job is complete and 1% is remaining. And it's very difficult in this such a big website to configure and see what 1% of job strings that has been remained by which translator or which translation file. So untranslated data provides you the amount of the data that has been remaining, and so the translation agency has to just click the button, get the untranslated data translated, and upload it again to finish it to 100%. So this is a snapshot of the job details for translation agents. Apart from that, this is the translation. WA has a facility to view the TA consolidated reports who are registered. You can call it as a TA report or TA walls. So here there is a combo box where the list of all the companies, translation agencies that are registered with us will enumerate, and he can, with a click of button, see the dashboard and the job details. So dashboard of the translation agency will look like this. Here we can see the location of the translation agency. The link means if he has some website where we can view his work and details, etc. The rating that has been provided to the translation agency by the WA. Here the two numbers symbolize the for two jobs he has given the ratings, and the average rating provided to the translation agency is 4 star. Also we can see here the chart where the last 6 months contribution is being done by this translation agency, and also the number of jobs. For example, 203 jobs, total jobs are there in the JS Translate, and the green shows in this round the green shows the completed job, and the red zone shows the job that has been assigned to this translator but has not been completed. It's been undertaken. It's ongoing jobs. So in this way, a detailed dashboard of each translation agency can be viewed by the website authority and super admin. Star rating. WA can also give star rating to TA after the job is assigned and his translation reaches 10%. So how was your experience can be provided to them, and he can provide the star ratings there, submit his review, and his review will be visible with the in the job details portal or job details dashboard. And also overall ratings will be provided as an average of this all stars. So this all are the file formats that we support. I would like to call upon Savita again to continue with the further. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. These are the file formats supported by the LPMF system pool. That is, we are supporting Excel file format, Word, text file format, CSV, PDF, and a universally accepted localization format, that is XLIF file format. Okay. These are the tools. These are the tools we provided to the translator for assisting their translation to make it fast. For example, this is a Unicode typing tool. Here we are supporting this tool is available on localization.gov.in. In the download section, I will showcase you that. This tool is available here. Yeah. All tools are freely available. There are 4 sections of tools available. That is citizen tools, developer tools, Android tools, and the translator tools. In the citizen tools, these tools are available for all the citizens. I will showcase you the tools. These are freely available, and these are Unicode typing tool is over here. It supports all 27 language plus autocomplete feature. You can download this tool from here and start working with this. Here we are supporting autocomplete feature like this. Plus we are supporting easy phonetics typing. On-screen keyboard for support is also there in this tool. By using this tool, user can do their typing very fast. The second tool is GIS data converter tool. This tool support text format, Excel format, Word format, CSV format, ODT and OS formats. In this, with the help of this tool, user can translate their data, transliterate their data, and translate it, and can generate a job for this. I will showcase you demo of this tool. I'll showcase you. And with the help of this skill, when you click on the text format, it will open this this kind of screen where I can select source folder, destination folder, source language, and the source font, and just click on this convert button, and it will convert your data. It will convert your data into the target language. That is the target. Even English too. The source language is always English, and the target language is varies in that is 27 languages. Here we supporting transliteration, translation, and the contribution. This is another tool, that is GDoc tool. This is very powerful tool in which we are providing the plugin over the Microsoft Word, because before going the content on a website everywhere, the main contents are generated on this Word format. So here we are providing solution over there. By using this tool, user can just write down the English content, select that content, and translate that content with the help of this tool. This is our first screen. Here we are showing the support of translation, transliteration, text-to-speech, Indian language spell checker. And now when I click on these buttons, I just input there's an English text, and it will showcase you Indian language text, maintaining the format. Find any solution, any suggestion for this, the end user need to select the data, click on the get suggestion button on the right side, and the tool will give you all the possible suggestion to use it in the content. When I click on the copy button, it will simply copy the suggestion from this box to the Word document like this. The another powerful tool is GIS Linguistic Translator Workbench. This workbench support various file formats like Excel, XLIF, and Pure files. And this file, when I load the file in this, here we are providing support of in-house keyboard, on-screen keyboard, typing, spell checker support. And when we load the file in this, here you get all empty suggestions to assist the translator while doing translation. There are two types of users for this. One is the translator, and second is the validator. The translator can translate the file and submit to the validator. Then validator use this tool again and to validate the translations. Here we are showing you how to use spell checker. Just click on this button and it will pop up you this box. And will pop up with this, while after popping up this box, it will show you the all possible suggestions. Just click on change. It will change you the change with this suggested. Ignore, then it will move to the next word and the exit box. Okay. Here we are supporting a facility of spell checker. Then we are supporting Android XML, Pure, Java properties, Excel file, and XLIF file also. We are supporting online as well as offline mode. Offline mode for the translator who are living the remote place and providing their translation to the end users, means webmasters also. Next is website change detection. Here we are giving facility that the website keep on changing, and to tracking the change on the website itself is difficult. And we are here providing solutions that is here we are providing solution that how much percent of the website or the web page is translated, it will directly showcase to the end user. And with that, the remaining percentage data, we will just mail to the translator agency that this much of percentage, this much of the string, or this much of the means percent of the string is remaining from your site, and we send alert mail to the translator, and then translator just use a Go Translate plugin to contribute the translations. These are the alert notification system for TA pending job, and we are every morning 8 o'clock we are sending alert to the translator agency that this much jobs are pending from your site. Please take some action to complete this job before timing. This alert notification sent to the translator before 2 days of completion of the job. This is a enhanced InScript keyboard typing support. We are providing this support to the end user. I will showcase you. If you want to type anything, just come here on this website, keep on typing, and it will give you a solution. If you want to type anything and you don't have access to any IME keyboard or something, just come here and type here. If I type hi, it will show you this. It will give you phonetic typing, transliteration. Or if you want to use some address translation, just use this website. Such out. And here you can use this for Telugu. We are providing support for Telugu. This, and this is an on-screen keyboard for the same Telugu language. If you want to type something, you just come to distransserver.in website and keep on typing, copy the content from here and use it anywhere you want to use. Next is, we are providing web-based typing support to the in APK Java format also. This is a screenshot. This is a transliteration service, translation-based service, which is now available via this URL also, trans.tdl-dc.gov.in. Translation agency can engage with us and use our localization support for their website, and they can use our LPMF instance in their environment also to localize their website with the help of their own translators. There are two types of translation agency can use this tool. Like translation agency can use our Go Translate plugin, then use our linguistic translation workbench, then use Unicode typing, and then webmasters can use Go Translate snippet in their websites, then use their keyboards, font, and other linguistic resource in their website. Like if any webmaster wants to use their keyboard in their website, they can use with the help of us. If anyone wants to use phonetic typing, Indian language phonetic typing means while typing it is show you pop up. They can use our solution. Training materials and all the presentations are available on this. If anybody will have any issues, they can mail us on lpmm.js@cdac.in. This is our video link, which is available. We can send you that link also, that to understand our project or tools very well. Thank you very much. We are open for questions now. If anybody have any question, please. Please write question here. Please write question here, and we will answer you for that after the session. We are waiting for your questions.